What's up, boys and girls? Chris from the Tiger's Den. We're gonna be doing a little more Sword and Shield stuff. Like I said, we're in the final month here, so every discussion topic that comes to mind, I want to get into it. I want to dig into it. I had mentioned in a previous video that I have been out of Pokemon for a few short generations, just because there were so many good Sony games that just it took me away. I'm not big on the portable only systems when I don't have to be. So, without further ado, I want to talk about this first town tour video that went up a while ago. Credit to Game Explained because I'm going to be using their video for this discussion. Let's go.
皆さんこんにちは。ポケットモンスターソード
Amori.
ディレクターを務めているゲームフリークの大森です。プロジェクトに専念するためゲームズコムには
Where do I get the plushes behind him? If anyone's got the resources to get them, my favorite starters make the plush walls, so get me that link. Let's watch here.
ここはガラル地方で訪れることになる町の一つです。今映っている建物がポケモン研究所です。
Just want to say, for starters, I love the English style to this Pokemon Research Center. The aesthetics of the English style really appeal to me.
マグノリア博士がダイマックスについての研究をしています。この町には駅もあります。
So, really quick, the professor researching Dynamaxing. Here's where I did a video the other day talking about Sword and Shield, and I want to come back to something I said about it, which is that every convention that we are used to with the Pokemon series, I want you to just throw out the window. Because a lot of the conventions are already being dumped. Now, yeah, there are still some staples like the 8 badges and stuff, but that whole feeling that we're not getting told the whole story and that there's a lot of stuff they really want to hold back because of Sun and Moon's reveals. This is one of them. Dynamaxing is, I think, one of them. In one video with Game Informer, they said that they're projections of the Pokemon. That's really what Dynamaxing is. But that doesn't yet really explain to me what Gigantamaxing is. And it also doesn't tell me why, when I project the image of, say, my Alcremie, why it is suddenly a different appearance. Why does it get new moves if I'm just projecting the original Pokemon? So I think there's a lot to this mythology that we're not being told. And the same goes to the 3 starter Pokemon. Now, a lot of people have theorized from the leaks that, of course, the Score Bunny evolves into something sports or soccer related, and that the excuse me, that the Sobble evolves into something spy related, of course, 007, Sherlock Holmes, something like that. Not that Sherlock Holmes was a spy, but that spy might be the wrong word from the leaks. And that Grookey will evolve into something drum-based, you know, the Beatles and music. So I'm not necessarily buying into that yet either. Maybe I believe it, but I'm hoping that that's not true.
以前ガラル地方のポケモンであるファーマーガーが町から町へ人を運ぶ空飛ぶタクシーについてご紹介しましたが、
Am I the only one that thinks Corviknight looks like a final evolution, but not the first in his line? Like, we keep seeing him in all of these different trailers and footage pieces, but to me, that's Pidgeot, right? Like, that's not the Pidgeys that you're catching. That's, you know, that's the Pidgeot. So I could be wrong, but he seems like the final version of an evolutionary line, not the first version. And I don't think he's a single, like, I don't think he's a single Pokemon that is then relevant throughout the whole game, right? If we look at single bird Pokemon, you know, it doesn't feel like something that they would do. But again, convention could be thrown out the window. We could have a bird Pokemon that's caught in the very beginning, in Corviknight, and that Corviknight is then viable throughout the whole game.
それだけではありません。このような駅がガラル地方の各地に存在し、通勤や旅行
Train
の際の
stations.
交通手
Yep.
段としてさまざまな人に利用されています。ガラル地方のポケモンセンターはこのような外観になっています。
Oh, I love the look of the new Poke Centers.
シリーズ
Just
に慣れ親しんだファンの方ならすぐにポケモンセンターだと分かるデザインになっています。他にも新鮮な食材が並ぶお店やブティックがあります。ブティックはいろいろな街にありますので、立ち寄って最新のファッシ
I
ョンを
love
チェ
the
ックしてみてくだ
sheeps.
さい。ガラル地方では人とポケモンが手を取り合って、
You know, someone mentioned to me, not yesterday, the day before, that the clothing, they keep doubling down on this ability to buy new clothing and change the player character's outfit. But if you're really looking at moving the game with the free wild area, the free roam wild area, to be more MMO light, then you do want to give players a sense of individuality and customization. So I completely understand that.
産業を
See no
発展
problem with
させ
that.
てきました。街中でも仲良く暮らしている様子が見られます。今回ご紹介した街以外にもガラル地方には美しい自然に満ち溢れたエリアがたくさんあり、皆さんを待っています。いかがでしたでしょうか。本作は任天堂スイッチ向けに11月15日に発売されます。
And that's pretty much the walkthrough, the whole walkthrough that they do of the first village or city of the Galar region or the Galar region. And I have to say two things that I had said in previous videos and expressed elsewhere that I think resonate here equally hard. This is the best looking Pokemon to date. I'm not going to get into an argument with people, and I've actively ignored these kind of arguments online. I'm not going to get into arguments with people about subjectively what the graphics could or couldn't look like with the time they've had to work on it, because I just don't care. I don't care what it could look like. I think that this is the best looking Pokemon game. I think it's amazing looking. I love this art style. I love the aesthetics. And after the video I posted the other day about what inspired Pokemon Sword and Shield directly from the art director himself, I think that words cannot express how much I adore this creative team. Because regardless of whether or not you agree with their decisions, and I know that many people do not, I genuinely, wholeheartedly believe that their heart and soul are put into these games, and they genuinely just want to make a great experience for us fans. So, looking at the very first town in the Galar region, what are you guys' thoughts? I know this video and the first town have been out for a while. I'm not really concerned with that. Like I said, over the next month, I want to dig into each little Pokemon subject that comes out or that catches my eye. I'm still not sold on the fact that Pokemon needs to be gated on these sort of railways like we saw in the town where, you know, for instance, when walking around the town, it's really clear that I can't jump up here. Not that I need to jump up there, that there's literally any purpose for that. But another example is right here. It's very, very clear to me that I probably can't go over to the other side of this fence. And if I can, I will admit that on stream while playing this after the game releases. But it's pretty clear to me that I can't do that from this video. So even though we have a better, you know, more control over the camera in some sense, more, you know, areas to walk, my question is why? Why give us this giant, large, wide pathway to walk around on here if there's no real reason to roam around and the game is on rails to just go point A to point B? And the other thing that I want to say about this, I've seen some criticisms about this first town in how, you know, there's a lot of dead space in the town. I'm not going to disagree with that. And I also while I appreciate and love this series, while I appreciate and love the work that's clearly gone into this version, the Switch release, Sword and Shield, while I appreciate all of that stuff, I do still think there is room for open and honest criticism, the way I would with literally any other game. For instance, I always use when talking about this is PlayStation 4's Spider Man. I love that game. I would easily rate that one of my favorite games that I have played in the last decade, maybe. But that doesn't mean that the game is not without faults. And it's okay to point those faults out and still love the game. And that's where I'm at with Pokemon Sword and Shield. I can already see that, yes, there are things in this game that I may not be as big a fan of. But god damn it if I don't love this game and if I'm not excited for this game. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you think about the first town. Let me know what you think about, well, everything here. I want to hear your thoughts in the comments section below. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. You guys are doing nothing but helping us grow the channel, and we can't thank you enough for that. I've been Chris, this has been the Tiger's Den, and you guys have been great.